Join me. We're so So you told me backstage you are a geek, which
Well, nerd.
a nerd. Sorry, those words.
Geeks and nerds are cousins, but it's a nerd.
Nerd is good, and you know there aren't many nerds in American politics, and I wish there were more. I just wanted to ask you what you think about our premise, because Techonomy's whole mindset is that technology is at the center of business and social progress, but that it is not sufficiently understood, particularly by leaders globally, and here at this conference, particularly by leaders in the United States. But we really want to push for more people to embrace technology as a tool for progress. How do you think about that?
No, well, I appreciate that. Being a good nerd, I love that premise. What I would say is, the context I would go with that is it's also taking technology and an understanding of human nature. Because quite often human nature doesn't evolve the way technology does.
Right.
And it's really how to merge those two and bring them together in some combination that's really effective. One thing that I've looked at in the past that I try to follow along is the adoption curve concept. Quite often when you come up with new ideas and you're introducing something, technology would allow you to go at a very rapid pace. But in some cases you have to appreciate that people take some time to get used to a concept. So that's where I come back to the concept of early adopters, fast followers, most people being in the middle, and then some people that tend to lag behind. And it's really how to merge those two worlds together. So the way I like to describe it, when I look at personally, when I go out and read, I'll read a lot of futuristic stuff, but I also read a lot of history. Because I'm looking to the human nature element of history to go with future tech trends.
Well, you're actually dovetailing with our opening session on education, where we had John Covington, and we were talking about technology and education. And one of the things we've spent some time talking about is STEM is critical, but you can't leave the humanities out, because you need people to know how to think who don't forget to read history. So, and by the way, what Covington is doing is amazing. I really credit you guys with really rethinking what needs to happen. I just hope you can extend that further. And I think, while mentioning that, do you hope that this approach that's been started at the very bottom, where the schools are in the greatest crisis, is an attitude that could really spread throughout the state and even the country?
Well, what I'd say is, I don't think it should require to look at the schools at the bottom. There's no reason that any school shouldn't look at embracing student-centered learning. I think by doing it at the bottom, hopefully that creates a case to really say it's a compelling empirical case of evidence to say you've taken kids that have had the worst situation and now they're performing very well. But it's something that should go across the spectrum. So one thing I'd like to see with the Educational Achievement Authority is the EAA is not intended to be a massive school district or a system of schools across the state, but hopefully it's a place of innovation where traditional school districts could start doing student-centered learning, and they can learn from one another and start getting a synergy of continuous improvement. I really like the concept of open source student-centered learning. Is what it really should evolve to. Because it is a revolution in education, and I think it's extremely exciting and a great opportunity. And I think it is the future of education. I like to call it the 4 M's: any place, any time, any pace, any way.